Oh, hey.
Greetings, Inquisitor. That is your title now, yes? I should thank you. The way things ended in Redcliffe, you could have demanded anything you wished. Yet you chose to make us equal partners. I was not expecting that.
I believe in your cause, if not always in the mage's methods.
You rebelled for good reason.
I knew you, of all people, would understand. I've been a Grey Warden, Grand Enchanter, leader of a rebellion, and now I am none of those things. Odd where fate takes you, as you're no doubt well aware.
You were a Grey Warden?
You were once a Grey Warden.
Mine is an unusual circumstance, Inquisitor. Normally one is part of the Order until death. But long ago I found myself stripped of what made me a Warden. They tried to reinitiate me, but nothing worked. Nor could they figure out how it happened. So I was sent to the Circle of Magi, the first Warden ever to be kicked out. Quite the achievement.
That didn't bother you?
You sound happy about it.
Becoming a Warden seemed like a dream when I was first conscripted. Towards the end, however, my brothers and sisters, they felt I had somehow cheated death. I was glad to leave. It also made me unique in the Circle. I had an opportunity to do more than I ever could as a Warden.
Considering what I did as a warden, I don't really think I have any room to complain about people cheating death. And you know what? I think it's fair. If you find a way to overcome that whole degeneration thing at the end, good for you. So you started the rebellion.
You mean you began the Mage Rebellion?
I pushed for our vote to free the Circles of Magi. But I cannot claim sole responsibility for what followed. Still, despite all the chaos, I would do it again. What happened had to happen.
So, do you still leave the mages, or what?
You're not still the Grand Enchanter then?
Any claim I had to the title ended along with the Circles of Magi, although some still call me by it. Perhaps the Circles will one day be resurrected. If so, another will take the position. Until that time, I lead my fellow mages by default. I will do what I can for them.
The circles will return?
You believe they'll recreate the Circle of Magi after all this?
It depends on who the next divine is, and what she offers. We can't go back to the way things were. But endless warfare benefits no one.
True enough.
That is why I agreed to Justinia's conclave. There must be another solution.
And then that was blown up. So how did you end up with elections, by the
I've
way?
been meaning to ask. How exactly did the Venatori take control in Redcliffe?
Mages constantly found their way to us while we were there. Stragglers, most of them strangers. I had no way of knowing some were actually Tevinter. They spread whispers, encouraged talk of an alliance, and we were desperate. I'm not proud of our choice, but we were certain Templars were coming. It could have ended far worse.
Alright, so is everything going well?
I trust everything is well with the mages.
There have been a few scuffles with your Templars, but overall, it is going well.
Alright, carry on.
I'll leave you to it.
Before you go, Inquisitor, a question. In Redcliffe, after we left, did you perhaps speak with King Alistair? Considering who you are?
He wasn't in the mood to talk.
It's just that I knew his father, Marek, back when I was a warden.
Huh. That's interesting.
Oh? That's rather interesting. Does he know that?
No, he doesn't. And he shouldn't. I only wanted to know if he was happy. His father had such hopes for him. Don't mind me, Inquisitor. The concerns of an old woman. Nothing more.
If you say so. So what's this? The funnel of General Nut Sheraton. So was General Nut Sheraton. So blah 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 blah. Ah. Hello?
Greetings to you, Inquisitor. I am to serve as assistant to any research concerns. You'll find my skills are exceptional. I hope they prove useful.
You replace Menebe?
You're taking over the duties of Minave.
Yes, her death provided the vacancy. I am told there are many who will miss her. My skills will ensure that you do not miss her ability.
Huh. She's a tranquil?
You were made tranquil.
Yes, I am tranquil. It was necessary due to a willful nature that made wielding magic a dangerous endeavor. I remember that being a difficult time, but I cannot remember why. My skills are well used in my current position.
Alright, and how's that
What is
going?
your evaluation of how we're doing?
Not optimal given the facilities. Skyhold should be improved, or our efforts will continue to suffer.
Fair enough. What can you do?
How can you serve the Inquisition?
I am to aid in the research of all creatures encountered in your efforts as leader of the Inquisition.
What makes you particularly qualified?
I remember being fond of animals. I don't remember why.
Right.
As you were.
Yes, Inquisitor.
So apparently my creature researcher was one of those who died, and I'm not even sure where that happened. It just did. Huh. Interesting. On the conditions of your charges, dear Liliana, you'll be happy to learn that your friends are doing well. Schmooples the second is still unhappy about his meal plan and tries to get into the pantry. I had to have a bolt installed and now it whines constantly. The two little ones are still a handful, but good news, I managed to discourage Paulette from relieving herself from the sick rock Justinia gave you. Felicien, from 2 doors over, has been visiting almost every day to play with the Nux. She is quite delightful, and Schmooples the second is fond of her. I expect it is because it brings him sweets from her father's shop. I have to ask her governess to keep her from visiting the house, however, as someone tried to infiltrate it 2 nights ago, an agent of one of the Blanchards hoping to uncover some of the Nightingale's secrets. I neutralized and interrogated him. His ability to withstand questioning was deplorable. Someone needed to talk to the Blackcards and about their spies. All I had to do was push Schmooples the second in his face, and tell him that I hadn't fed the creature that day. Your pet played his part admirably. I received your orders and will depart for Ferelden as soon as possible. I arranged for Gartar to take over Nupkeeping. Sparrow. Huh. Didn't know Liliana liked Nux. Note found in Skyhold's rookery. Saddler. Baron Plucky. I don't care how many missions he's flown or how many lives he's actually saved. He is a holy terror. Nearly pecked up my eye the last time I tried to attach a message to him. All the dramatic flapping and squawking caused his sister to come over. You should have seen her look when she snapped the letter from me. If I had a weak constitution, it might have killed me on the spot. I suppose she thought I was trying to murder her prize raven. All she had to do was coo at him, and the Baron hopped onto her shoulder and all sweetened and nestled into her neck. How did she do it? All the birds like her. Is it blood magic? It's blood magic, isn't it? Weaver.
Sister Liliana will want access to the birds. Get the cages up here. Quickly.
Right. A fine time to close a portal. The news is dire. There are rumors that our Warden brothers and sisters in Ferelden have all perished. But other great wardens with blind will take Ferelden, then it will undoubtedly spread. It'll go north to Navarre and the Marches. It'll come west to Orlais. As the head will be an archdemon, and in its wake will come thousands upon thousands of darkspawn. We must be ready to stare squarely into the eyes of oblivion. Many of you ask why we remain here when such threats are mounting in the east. The problem, you see, is not a new one for us. Politics. To say Ferelden and Orlais have been at odds is an understatement. These two are like dogs and cats. We wardens are Orlesian by address only, but that does not seem to matter to Ferelden's leaders. Word is that the King of Ferelden is dead, and his successor, Logan MacTeer, decrees that no warden set foot in the country. MacTeer, the national hero who helped expel invading Orlesian force from Ferelden, seems to have it out for order. 2. Maybe he doubts our abilities. Maybe he's more foolish than the history books make him out to be. This is why we must wait, even as Ferelden willingly welcomes its fate. And addressed by Warden Constable Blackwall or well chairman to his recruits, 930 Dragon. Yeah, well, I guess there wasn't really a lot they could do. No, I guess that must have been. Hey, Liliana, how are you doing?
I'm sorry.
So am
The names of those we lost. You must blame me for this.
I blame Corypheus.
We all saw who attacked us. We know exactly who to blame.
I keep wondering if I could have done something different. When the first of my lookouts went missing, I pulled the rest back, awaiting more information. If they'd stayed in the field, they could have bought us more time.
Oh, all died.
I was afraid to lose my agents. And instead, we lost Haven.
We could have lost both.
More likely they would have stayed out there, died, and we would have lost Haven anyway.
You don't know that. Their lives could have bought Haven a small chance.
Could have.
My people know their duty. They know the risks. They understand that the Inquisition may call upon them to give their lives.
You know, just because we can sacrifice a man doesn't mean we necessarily should.
Our people aren't tools to be used and discarded. Your instincts were right. Their lives matter.
Can we afford such sentimentality? What if Corypheus...
We are better than Corypheus.
Yep. Besides, giving in to the whole what if and could haves is a pointless exercise in mental self-harm. Seriously, you can worry all you want, but it's not going to change. What happened, happened. The best you can do about it, if you really think you made a mistake, is learn from it. Use it to learn how to handle the future. You can't change the past. Learn how to use it to handle the future. That's the best you can do. Or... well, yeah, that's really about it. I mean, what has happened, has happened. I know time magic has been introduced, so that may be a bit more fluid, but at least that's how I look at things. The past is set in stone, the future is fluid. Do something about that. News from Thetis. Haven destroyed by Darkest Menace. Dire news from the Frostbacks. The Pilgrim Sanctuary of Haven, home to the new Inquisition, has been destroyed. Information is still vague, but some believe a dragon resembling an archdemon was involved in the attack. Fears of a new blight are new and begin to surface. As the channel continues to flounder, some are concerned that Haven's destruction may predict the Inquisition's imminent collapse. But there's yet hope, as reports indicate that the Herald of Andraste and Inquisition leadership survived and found refuge elsewhere. Cry Bellinas.
Look at this place. It's a bloody palace, it is.
Hey!
So, Inquisitor. It's Inquisitor now, right?
Yep.
Remember that war we talked about stopping? Full of little baddies I can stick with little arrows. That's not a friggin' archdemon, is it? Andraste, what do I step in?
Well, if she answers, do let me know.
Let me know what she says. I could use some clarification myself.
It's swearing, not praying. She doesn't answer. Not like she's supposed to. I know what happened to you. Or what everyone here thinks happened. It seems... I don't know what it seems.
Corypheus seems real enough.
The ancient thing trying to kill us seems pretty real.
Don't get me started. Oh, wait. Too late, right? A magister who cracked the Black City. It's a hazy dream, right? I mean, if it's real, then the seat of the Maker? Real thing.
Might be.
A seat needs a book, so the Maker? Real thing. Fairy stories about the start and end of the world? Real things. It's too far, innit? I just want to plug the Skyhole rubbish so I can go play.
Well, you know, I actually like you ask questions about this because that's really important. We shouldn't just assume, oh, there's something from an old story that's right. Then everything must be right!
Keep calling it nonsense. That perspective will keep the Inquisition grounded.
Oh, I can do that. Sure could use a few more people shouting no. We fight, the bad things go away, everyone calms down, and everything goes back to normal.
Well, probably not the old normal.
Normal.
That almost makes
It's
sense.
starting to not sound completely crazy.
I know, scary, innit?
Yep.
So bring 'em on. But first, food. I'm starving.
Hey, Amble, how are you doing?